Welcome to part 12 of Ocarina of Time. In this part, I have to not only wake up Link, but also, I have to light this torch. What's this torch for? There are 5 other torches in Zora's domain that I have to light first in order to get the heart piece that is in between the waterfall. 2 of the torches are also in between the waterfall. So, what you want to do is try to run as fast as you can and light all the torches in the vicinity. I'm pretty sure I skipped one. I'm more than sure there were 5 of them. And yeah, I did skip one because that should have actually activated it. Let's see. I'm wondering where it is. I mean, there was one there, there's 2 underneath the... Oh, the one in the store! I forgot! Oh, well, I'll try it again next time. Because they are tricky and they do have somewhat of a time limit. Anyway... But yeah, if you light them fast enough, you'll be able to get the heart. I think there was one in the store, I'm not sure. But nonetheless... Right here is King Zora. And yes, he is that fat. So fat that he's literally damming up most of the water in the Zora River. Yeah. Think of him as the Hoover Dam. But enough about King Zora. We need to talk to this Zora here because he's going to give us something very important provided we play a diving game. And getting something important is rather awesome. So, as soon as he throws those rupees down and tells us to start, we have 40 seconds to dive in and get 5 blue rupees. So we're technically getting our money back. Anyway... Oh wait, I meant 50, not 40. My bad. But still, just simply dive in while you're hovering over them, and when you try to surface, they'll just collect the rupees. It's a simple little trick, and you'll be able to go through it fast. See? Just like that. And now, let's head back to that Zora and claim our reward. And it's a well-deserved one. Oh, and once again, just like the Goron shop, don't go into that store yet. Because... in that store, they'll be selling tunics. Yes, you can afford them, but unfortunately, you have to be an adult in order to get them. So yeah, you won't be able to buy them until you're an adult. Then again, they'll be handed to you anyway. So let's talk to this Zora here. And we will be getting the Silver Scale, which will allow you to dive for 6 seconds as opposed to 3. That is a pretty good accessory. And mind you, I forgot to mention that this is the first game you're actually able to dive. And the first game that you don't need an accessory in order for you to swim. But the Zora Scale will allow you to dive deep enough so you'll be able to get through the secret exit of Lake Hylia. And also to get this bottle. Which is the 3rd bottle that we happen to have in our inventory. And it also contains a note. So, with that said, we now have to go straight to the Scarecrow, actually. If you want to get goodies, the Scarecrow is where you need to go. Because I want to try to correct something here. I thought the Scarecrow song would lead you to hearts, but no it doesn't. Instead, leads you to Skulltulas, which is just as good. Killing Skulltulas is... oh, that was stupid. But what I was trying to say was, killing Skulltulas definitely help you get better items. Now, this song that I'm playing... it's basically, 8 notes. But if you play that song again, when you're an adult, it'll become the Scarecrow song. And he, or his buddy actually, will spring up and you'll be able to hookshot yourself up to higher ledges. So yeah, that's pretty important if you want to get some Skulltulas in the game. Next up, it's time to go fishing. Sega Bass Fishing. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, you can go fishing, and going fishing will not only net you a heart, but also net you the silver scale. No, the gold scale. I already have the silver scale. And if you have a rumble feature like I do in the GameCube version, you'll be able to feel these fish coming. So that'll make it easier for you to actually know when the fish are coming, and more importantly, know when the fish are biting. So having a rumble feature in this game sometimes help. And also, there is another lure in this game, in this fishing area, that if you happen to catch a 10-pounder, you can actually try to find the lure, which is hidden behind a log of the fishing arena if you're a kid, or if you caught a 15-pounder, it's hidden behind those rocks over there, and I just snagged myself a fish, and hopefully it's a big one. It doesn't look like it, actually. It looks like one of those puny ones. At least it's not telling you to pull the rod left, or pull the rod right. Sorry. But no, we don't need a 3-pounder. We need something bigger, like a 6 or a 7 or even a 10-pounder. Perhaps I'll catch bigger fish. I'm not sure. But I do know this. It's really aggravating when the smaller fish try to bite the hook while I'm trying to lure in the bigger fish. Absolutely aggravating. And if I'm gonna give it one more try, because this looks like a small one. Yeah, it's a really small one. It's a 4-pound. No, it's a 2. That's even worse. Get out of here. Anyway, I'm gonna try one more time, and if I don't catch anything higher than a 9, I'm leaving this place and going back to Zora Domain. That, and I also cut out a lot of tomfoolery. So yeah, one more fish, and I'm out of here. Because I cut out several more attempts, and all those attempts end in failure, and not to mention, all those attempts ended with me just standing there looking stupid. So I will literally cut back to, oh, caught something and it looks big. Like I said, I will cut back to Lake Hylia, or going there, if I don't catch anything higher than 9 pounds. And this thing's pretty huge. It's a 6-pounder. Well, that sucks. So if you happen to catch anything above 6 pounds, well, 6 pounds and above, you could just come over to the fishing guy, and you'll have him to weigh it, and he will give you your reward. It'll range from rupees to, like I said, a heart, and also, like I said, a gold scale. And whatever you keep just so happens to be in that fish tank. So with that said, I will see you guys when I go back to Lake Hylia. Because I'm not going to catch anything. I'm back, and Link is awake after being utterly disappointed from fishing. Anyway, now it's time for us to go have a talk with King Zora about the letter that just so happens to be in a bottle that was in the bottom of Lake Hylia. Look at this, Responsible Parent 101. Oh, my dear sweet Princess Rudo, where has she gone? I'm so worried. You know, it's called getting up and looking for her. You would find her easily. Just don't take my snarkiness seriously, people. Anyway, Oh, this letter! It's from Princess Ruto. Let's see, she's inside Lord Jabu Jabu? That's not possible! Well, it is if she happens to be around the fish when it's hungry. You know, could I have mistaken her for a fish or anything? Anyway, our guardian god, Lord Jabu Jabu, would never eat my dear Princess Ruto. Don't you believe it, pal? But since that stranger Ganondorf came here, Lord Jabu Jabu has been a little green around the gills. Him again. When will these people ever learn? The evidence seemed clear. Of course you will go find Ruto. You can pass through here to the altar of Lord Jabu Jabu. I'll keep the letter, you keep the bottle that it was in. Take it with we'll take it respectfully. Please find my dear Princess Ruto immediately. And unfortunately, we're not gonna have, well, should I say, fortunately for us, we don't have to pay him 500 rupees. Let alone for some flippers that only will allow him to swim. Seriously. That's the one thing that's unforgettable in Link to the Past. All the rupees you gain will end up going to King Zora. But here, he's just sliding to the right. He's not even standing up. He's just squatting and sliding to the right, allowing you to get to Zora's Fountain. But hey, at least we're progressing plot here. But seriously, he should go out and see how his daughter is doing. Anyway, we're here at Zora's Fountain, and that is a big freaking fish. God, my allergies are starting to kicking in just to see that fish. Just looking at that fish is making my allergies to fish just flare up. But nonetheless, big fish aside, we'll be dealing with him in just a little bit, but for the time being, we're going to be swimming over to... where's that cave at? Ah, there's the cave right over there. You think that this area is a mountain, right? Well, there's certain areas that may look like scenery, but if you strike it with your sword, they'll make a ping-ping sound. Or a weird sound, something of that sort. You just bomb the area, and it'll reveal a secret passage. And this passage, however, will lead to our third Great Fairy of the game, and also our second power of the game. And the power we're getting is Faroe's Wind. As I play the Zelda's Lullaby, I wait for the Great Fairy's appearance. Which, unfortunately, I really wish I would wait a little bit longer. But anyway... this Great Fairy will give you Faroe's Wind, and Faroe's Wind, sorry, is a item that can only be used in dungeons. You see, how to utilize that, if you ever get lost in a dungeon, like I was back in part 9 and 10, excuse me, you can just cast Faroe's Wind at a certain point, and you can warp there. That way, you won't have to go through all the problems that you went through just to get to that area because of the fact you fell off somewhere. And this will definitely be useful in several dungeons, with the only exception being the Water Temple. Go figure. It's always that temple. Anyway, this will use about 6 MP as well, so you can't just sporadically use it. If you make a point, make sure you have some magic to spare, because you can only make one war point. Once you make that war point, if you try to use it again, you can either A, teleport it to it, or B, dispel it and make another one. But nonetheless, that is a pretty important item that we just happen to have in our possession. So now it's... oh, I said possession, sorry. Damn fish allergies! Anyway, time for us to go deal with Lord Jabu Jabu. Oh, and that big gray rock that didn't blow up, that actually houses a secret. You need a hammer for that. Before we deal with that, actually, I can't really deal with that right now, because we don't have a hammer. Yet. But for the time being, instead, we're going to be going back to Zora's domain. Because now that we have an empty bottle, now we can put stuff in there. And if I'm not mistaken, there were fish lying around. So, let's go over and catch us a fish. It'll be so much better than using a rod. Alright. All the fishes over there. Now be careful with trying to catch these fish. You might scare them off. Also, you might want to snag one for Hyrule Castle. And there's a reason. There's this one beggar that happens to be under the staircase in Hyrule Castle Town that's constantly asking you to give him an item for C. With the C stick. Or the C button if you're playing the Nintendo 64 version. Technically speaking, I wouldn't say technically speaking. Well, what you want to do is, give him the fish, and he will give you 100 rupees. I mean, you can always give him fish for 100 rupees, but you have to, like, once you give it to him the first time, you gotta walk out and catch yourself another fish and do it again. But I think he's only gonna do it once per visit in the city. But anyway, that's probably the only use for this fish. Getting inside the dungeon we're about to get into right now and raking up a quick 100 rupees. Seems fair enough. So now, fish allergies aside, let's deal with Lord Jabu Jabu. Because he's so totally not Monstro. Alright. Dinner time, you big mother. Never mind. Anyway, okay, he's eating a fish. That's all that matters. He's eating a fish. Hey, wait, no, close your mouth. No, don't try to be in here. No! Well, now we know how Ruto got in here. And in the next episode, we go on through this fish's innards to find her. This is RVMan985. See you guys in part 13.